Alrighty legends, welcome back to another Pokemon Fire Red speedrun challenge video. This one is with Alakazam, a glass cannon speedrun. Thank you to Curtis, mate, for the suggestion. As always, we do name our Pokemon after the people that leave the comments. So if you guys want one named after you, comment the Pokemon that you want to see done as a speedrun in Pokemon Fire Red or maybe Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire. So we take on the rival immediately, and obviously I did say to Curtis in the comment section below about using Kadabra instead of Abra, otherwise it wouldn't really have been a speedrun. Using an Abra with no attacking moves until level 16 would basically take me forever. So he was quite happy to give us the permission, and after 16 minutes we get to Brock, and that is the fastest we've been able to get to him and beat him at the same time. So I was very happy about that. The fact that we could power through this whole game, we do set a brand new record, so make sure you watch to the end to see how fast the run is. So we get to Cerulean City and we take on the rival, and as you can imagine, having Psybeam at this stage as well, a 65 stab psychic type move is just so overpowered. Kadabra is just absolutely flying through everything, and I am literally skipping as many trainers as I physically can. Obviously you have to take on the majority of the Nugget Bridge and everything that goes up and down around there. So by the time we get through Mount Moon and the Nugget Bridge area, we do get to Misty at 56-minute mark, which is, again, I think pretty much a record for me. So we get pretty lucky here. This is a bit of a recovery off. So both Pokemon here have recovery. We both whittle each other down. It's a bit of a good matchup here. Starmie's pretty tanky and so is Curtis, but we do get lucky in the end. And we take out Starmie and get our second badge. We then obviously move to the SSN where we take on the rival, who just doesn't really provide much of a challenge anyway. His top Pokemon's level 20 and it's only a second form stage starter. So we get this battle over and done with, and I'm starting to wonder if Kadabra was going to evolve into Alakazam, because I couldn't remember if I'd actually changed the settings in the randomizer ROM, but I had definitely done that, which was good. So we take on Surge, an hour and 19 minutes. Again, another record here. I think the rest of the times in this run are a complete record for me anyway. We take on Surge, we take on his Pikachu, his Voltorb, and his Raichu with Psybeam, and it's all over Red Rover pretty quickly, which is just, again, so refreshing to go from Pokemon where I've really struggled just to win basic battles. And then we take on the rival after we go through Rock Tunnel. We get about 5 or 6 levels. We take on the rival in the Lavender Tower, and he's just no challenge for us at all. Again, it's pretty much, I feel like I'm going to completely repeat myself the whole time in this video, because it's pretty hard to get some challenges when your Pokemon is just so much stronger than everybody else's. And now we evolve into Alakazam, and we're just even stronger than everybody else. Have a look at these stats. At level 37, we've got 114 special attack. It's insane. By the 2-hour mark, we've reached Erica, and it's obviously a 3-shot knockout. Just the whole team gone in 3 moves. We've also learnt Psychic, which is a 90 base power psychic attack. It's just so good. This run was so easy, so I really appreciate it, Curtis. Thank you for that, my man. We then head over to Giovanni. 8 minutes later, we get him done as well, nice and quick. Take on his Onix with a Psybeam. We take on his Kangaskhan with a Psychic. He actually survives. He's the first Pokemon in this run to not be completely knocked out immediately besides Starmie. So that was pretty refreshing as well. We grab the Silph Co. We head back over to the Lavender Tower. We get all that done. We get the Poke Flute. We wake up Snorlax, knock him out, head down to Koga. And obviously this is a pretty easy fight as well. His whole team is poison types. Psychic is super effective, so we wipe him out pretty easy. Weezing, I thought, might have a chance of surviving, but he absolutely doesn't. Level 48 at this stage, by the way, so we're really flying. We go to the Silph Company and take on the rival battle, where I thought we'd probably have a bit of a challenge. And the only thing that really did challenge us was the most unlikely member of his team, in my opinion, which was the Execute, who managed to... The only problem that we had in this battle is we have Confusion, Psybeam, and Psychic. So we don't have any, like, random typings that we can use for other sort of Pokemon. So not being able to one-shot the Execute, he uses Stun Spore, but then the Synchronize gets him back, and it just sort of slows down the battle a little bit more than what I would have expected. But again, we still don't have any dramas with the level 35 Alakazam. We go for the Recover, we heal ourselves up. He goes for Future Sight, which I just don't understand, and then uses Carmine, which again makes it harder for us to knock him out. But at the same time, it's like, just hit us. Like, I'm paralyzed and confused. What are you doing? I don't know. Anyway, the AI sometimes just don't make the smartest decisions, but him having Calm Mind there was a real indicator for me for later on in the run, so keep that in mind. Giovanni is the next victim up now, and it's, again, pretty much a clean sweep. He's got the Kangaskhan, which was the only one that could have provided any bit of a fight, but he decided to use Rage, which was a absolutely low IQ move. We take out the Rhyhorn pretty easy, and that is the battle. We do not bother with the Master Ball. We head off, and we go after Sabrina, who is 3 hours and 15 minutes into the game. So really setting some really good pace here. And we've decided to skip so many trainers too. And this is the sort of part of the run where I was starting to get a little bit nervous because we couldn't really knock out her Kadabra super easily. I was going, oh, geez, I'm going to have to probably train up against some trainers around just to get some like boosted levels. But of course, we did have some rare candies that we had handy if we wanted to use them. So I always had that in my back pocket. So I thought, oh, no, you know what? We'll just keep trying. If we can beat this Alakazam easily enough, and of course we do. So that's what gave me the green light for the rest of the game, just to really back Alakazam in and see how he was going to go. I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to be as quick as I can for the rest of this game. 3 hours and 36 minutes. I grabbed a bunch of repels for the rest of the game here now too. So this is how we really decided to speed up the run, was by max repelling everything, running through the mansion, grabbing the key, getting into Blaine. Arcanine goes down pretty easy, and then so does the rest of his team. And then we've obviously got the Giovanni fight coming up too, but we are setting some seriously good pace here to be at Giovanni's gym by about the 3 hour, 4 hour mark. 3 hours, 49 minutes exactly. It just shows that Alakazam has really put in some good pace here, and he's just so strong and so fast. You just get all your moves in and you can get out as quick as you want. It's great. Level 57 at this stage, we take on the Nidoqueen. Quick knockout again. Nidoking, quick knockout. And obviously Rhyhorn, who should be a Rhydon. I don't know why they did that. I'll say it every time. There's our 8 badges, and we've done it under 4 hours, which is incredible. So we've grabbed the Earthquake TM, 3 hours, 52 minutes. We go and take on our rival battle now. This is the first time we have a loss in this run. And it was a real shock to the system because I sort of went into this fight pretty confident, and it made me realize I'm probably going to have to switch up some of my moves because it's not going to always work this way throughout the Elite Four. There's actually going to be some mons in there that can take on some of my more powerful moves. But I feel like we just got a little bit unlucky with this because Execute, obviously with the paralysis, just made life that little bit harder for us. We had our speed dropped as well. We just couldn't get the job done, so got slashed down by Charizard. And we have one of our first losses for the entire run, which was pretty shocking. But Curtis gets the job done here this time around against the rival. And you'll see here the Psychic takes out Execute. So now we don't have any status conditions to deal with. And we're able to just deal with everybody so much easier. And again, this is one of those situations where I'm like, before the final rival fight, I'm really going to have to change up my movesets. I can't just go in there with 3 Psychic type attacks and recover. So I started to have to formulate a plan. I was thinking because he's got Gyarados who's part flying. He's going to have Charizard who's part flying. That's going to really help me. And he's going to have Pidgeot who's part flying. He's got 3 flying types in his team. So I know Alakazam might be able to learn an electric move. So I didn't actually do that for Lorelei. I thought I was going to. But, you know, it's just like, I'll save my PP. If I can get all the way to the rival fight at the end of the Elite Four and then teach him the moves, then I thought that would be the way to go because we had a pretty tough time with Lorelei here, and there was also a strat that I was thinking about doing as well that I didn't end up using with Calm Mind. I did end up using it, I think, for the last fight, but right here I thought, you know what, I'll just burn all my PP, burn all the PP against Brock, burn it all against Agatha, and maybe try the new strat against Lance. So the plan here was just to try and brute force our way through. As you can see, Cloyster copped a good one there. We do actually get stuck here on Slowbro. So Slowbro hands us our second loss because he uses Amnesia twice. And that means that his special defense is through the roof and our Psychic attack can't do anything to him. Also, it boosts his special attack. So what that means is that we can't do any damage to him. He's bulky as, and he's buffed himself, so he's just going to wipe the floor with us. We got to him the second time round, and it went much better in our favour. We had the special defense drop initially, and then he didn't use the second one straight away, so we were able to knock him out. But, again, Jinx hits us with Ice-type attacks, and Ice-type is actually physical in this gen, so that's really bad for us. It means that we're weak against it, so Ice Punch from Jinx does a lot of damage. You can see it does 100 damage there. And we get I had to risk it here with Psychic, so I just went for it, and luckily the 50-50 chance of Infatuation kicking in did not kick in. So then we move up. Bruno, who was just a clean sweep for Alakazam, really wasn't a challenge at all. So again, I just thought, you know what, burn the PP, use Psybeam. It's just an easy move that'll take out all his fighting types. If I have to use Psychic on Machamp just to make sure that he knocks it out, then that's the case. But it was just really no trouble whatsoever. I thought, you know what, I've only got 2 left. I might as well use it. Make sure it's a complete clean sweep of Bruno. We then move straight through to Agatha, who again, I know is going to be a clean sweep. We chuck a Ether onto Psychic, and that way we can just completely one-shot her whole team with Psychic, just playing no risks at all. Just brute forcing our way straight through. Again, her poison types just cop it big time. And then we're going to be coming up a pretty decent challenge against Lance. And this is where I had to maybe try and change my strategy up a bit, because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. And I thought, you know what, if I use Calm Mind, I'm going to be able to boost my defenses and stop. I don't know if I could never remember if Outrage was attacking or special attacking. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go Calm Mind the first couple of times. He actually goes for Dragon Rage, which works really well in our favor. And then we can hit him with a Psychic, which completely knocks out Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and then it does a fair bit of damage to Dragonite, who's obviously the pseudo-legendary. The Citrus Berry heals him up, which doesn't trigger the full heal, the full restore, so knocks him out. And then we just obviously sweep his Dragonairs as well. So that is the first time in a long time of these runs that I've actually been able to beat Lance in the first attempt. And it's the same case here with the final fight with the rival. We end up doing the Calm Mind technique, which is just perfect for us. I teach Shockwave to Alakazam, which means we cannot miss. It's a guaranteed hit every time. I chuck the Citrus Berry on him as well. So we actually 3 times Calm Mind, which boosts our special defense as well. So any like flamethrowers or hydro pumps that hit us is going to do absolutely nothing as well. We one-shot all 3 Mons that are weak to electric types. And then we go to Alakazam. We almost one-shot him. And then we find out how many full restores Alakazam actually has, because the rival just continuously full restores his Alakazam. It drives me nuts. He obviously only has 3. So wipe out the Alakazam. We then head over to Psychic. Reminder that our accuracy had been dropped by Pidgeot, and we got super lucky there. I go for a safe Shockwave against Executor, who goes for Egg Bomb. Now, I'm a bit nervous here. He misses the second. He misses the third. We wake up and we Psychic him down, and it's all over, Red Rover. It is done skis. It is our fastest run we have ever done by a long way. Charizard, I believe, was our previous fastest run with just over 6 hours. And Alakazam had managed to get into the Hall of Fame in 4 hours and 57 minutes with barely any resets. That is the cleanest sweep I've done, and I probably could have done it quicker if I'd cut out a few bits and pieces, but I just wanted to make sure that I'd had enough experience. And yeah, I really enjoyed this run. Thank you, Curtis, so much for the suggestion. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you for the next run.